Are there entry-level roles in the cybersecurity industry? Well, let's talk about it. Before actually going even deeper into it, okay? Let's go over to Indeed.com and actually type in this word and let's see if it's actually gonna populate anything. So let's go and type it in. Cybersecurity Analyst entry level. Let's see if anything is gonna populate, okay? And now let's do search. So we have 275 jobs. So let's see here, exploitation, blah, 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 security analyst, entry level, cybersecurity defense, Lockheed Martin, and then khaki. We have tier 1, tier 2 analyst, blah, 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 all those stuff. Okay, we see a couple of them for a shift. All right, now let's dive a lot deeper into the one here that we see for, what was it? Khaki. And let's look at the requirements, okay? Let's see if it's something that's easy for people to do. Okay, now it says must have an active TSTCI or polygraph clearance. Okay, now let's talk about that. If I'm an entry-level cybersecurity analyst, how am I gonna get a TCI polygraph clearance before I even start the job? I don't have that. I literally don't. I just got out of college and I want to get into the cybersecurity industry, or I am trying to change careers. I do not have that. They did not say that they would obtain that for you. They literally said, it says must have. Okay, now second one, it says bachelor's degree or equivalent with 2 years of experience desired. That's pretty fine. It says 2 years of experience, or it says experience 5 years, experience 1 year experience in agency desired, blah, 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 and it goes on and on from there. Now let's look at the one that says Lockheed Martin. All right, let's scroll down and let's see the requirements. Hold a security plus, which is fine. It says working knowledge of TCP IP common. It says general understanding of intrusion detection, willing to perform shift work, computer network defense experience, and it goes on and on from there. So this is something that I feel that, you know, it's a little more easier. This position requires government clearance and must be a US citizen for clearance. Top secret. I literally just completed college. How am I gonna have a top secret clearance? I mean, not me, I'm saying for anybody watching me who just completed college or is in college. How am I gonna get a top secret clearance if I literally just completed college or in college or I'm changing careers? Okay, that's totally fine. Now let's go over to LinkedIn. I already typed in LinkedIn stuff. Now, if I go to LinkedIn, I type in cybersecurity analyst entry level, the same thing that I typed in on Indeed. It says DOD, it says Deloitte senior security analyst, mid-level, security analyst, RMF, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on from there. Now let's cut all this and now let's talk about how to get in to the cybersecurity industry, which is why we're here. So there's a number one thing that everybody should follow, which I tell every single individual that I mentor on what to do to get into the cybersecurity industry or IT in general, not literally cybersecurity, IT in general. The first thing that you need to do is research. When I say research, it's kind of like relative, right? But when I say research, I am talking about you being able to research on the field that you want to get into. If it's cybersecurity, there are 3 levels or 3 umbrellas or under cybersecurity, okay? So we have the blue team, we have the red team, and then we have the GRC. Now let me break that down. The blue team, what they do is they are on the defensive side. The red team, like literally, they are on the offensive side, meaning they are the pen testers. They are the one who does all the intrusions to make sure that we're secure, blah, 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 all this stuff. And the blue team, what they do is they make sure that these red team folks are not able to hack into the systems by using the EDR tools, SIM tools, blah, 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 all those stuff, right? And then we have the GRC, which is the government risk and compliance. What they do is they make sure that every single cybersecurity industry or every company that utilizes cybersecurity are following a set of rules and regulations under their government, which is the NIST, blah, 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 all those stuff, right? So GRC has to do more with the government type of thing. So you have to follow the NIST, FISMA, all those stuff, right? Making sure that you're following the rules, the compliance, all those good stuff. That's what you're supposed to do. Now, if you're an individual who's in college, just got done with college, trying to do a career change, that wants to get into IT or let's say cybersecurity, there's a couple of things that you understand. If you choose any of these that I spoke about, which is the red team, blue team, or the GRC folks, one thing that I need you to do is research. The reason why I talk about research is the fact that you have to understand the job that they do, right? So say you want to do blue team, which is fine. You want to do the defensive side. You have to understand that as a blue teamer, you'll be doing some vulnerability testing. You'll be doing some asset auditing. You have to do some EDR understanding of the tools that companies use, like let's say CrowdStrike, like Splunk, all those stuff you have to understand. Meaning once you do the research, you would come across some of these tools like Sentinel one, all those stuff, right? You have to understand that, have a working knowledge of how it works, how to use it, blah, 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 all those good stuff. If you want to join the red team, you have to know a little bit of, let's say, Python, CLI, all those stuff, how to get into computers, without people knowing, all those good stuff. If you're in the GRC side of things, you have to understand some of these NIST publications, these FISMA stuff, all those stuff to make sure that you're well-rounded. Now, the main reason why I talk about research is because you do not want to go to an interview looking stupid. It's the honest truth. Now, let's talk about the next thing that I want you to focus on. After you do your research on all these stuff, the next thing that I want you to do is projects. Projects. I cannot stress it enough because I do not care if a company put on their job description that they need 10 years of experience or they need 5 years of experience or 15 years of experience. I do not care about all that. I want you to have some sort of project or experience in the tools that they're asking for. Because most of these companies right now, they think experience or years of experience is equal to you being able to do the job. That's the main reason why they put 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 7 years, 2 years, 3 years. That's why they do that. But they need to understand that that is not how it works. You having 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years of experience does not necessarily mean you could do the job. It's like you having somebody who has actually been using Excel for like 20 years and you want to hire that same individual to use Tableau. They do not have the experience with Tableau. Does that make sense? So you have to understand the tools and do projects on it. If you do some projects on the side to show these recruiters or to show these interviewers that, hey, I have this project that I've done on A, B, C, and D. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. That is what makes you stand out as an entry-level candidate who wants to get into IT or get into cybersecurity. Now, say you want to get into the red team. You have to find projects. Use tools like TryHackMe. It's the number one tool that I'll talk about. You go on Reddit, join Discord groups of these guys who do pen testing, these white hat folks who do all these pen testing. They would navigate you on projects that have done or project that you can do, or you can build your own cybersecurity, system at home and show these employers that this is what you could do, how to hack into the systems to make sure that if it's safe or not. That is what you need to do to make you stand out. Now, the next one when it comes to GRC, you have to understand all these NIST publications, and there are a plethora of tools online on Google and on YouTube as well. So if you follow them step by step, you would get what you need. And like I said, I'm not going to tell you the lies or all those stuff that people tell you online as to you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, and it becomes so overwhelming. There is a simple process that you follow. It's literally black and white. You follow this process and you're good. If you have no experience, you need to do projects. If you do this project, that's what makes you that ideal candidate to get into the cybersecurity industry. If you do not do that, it becomes very difficult to get in, because once you get those interviews and you do not have those projects on hand, if you don't have the experience, you will not get the job. It's not a miracle. You will not get the job. It's not that nobody likes you. You would just not get it because you're not the ideal candidate at that point in time. They need people who can get the job done, not people with 10 years of experience. Trust me. When you see on these JD and they have these 15, 10 years, 5 years, no. Do not be scared on that. Please apply for the job if you have actually learned the tools. Apply for the job, speak to the recruiter, go through the interview process, understand what they need. Once you get that squared away, you will be that ideal candidate, and I bet you 80% of the time you will get a job offer. It's as simple as that. And like I said, I'm not gonna tell you, all these stuff where you have to do this, you have to do that. No, I'm literally telling you black and white. Follow this process and you're good, okay? So like I said, if you wanna join the blue team, red team, GRC team, there is a simple process that you follow. And one thing that I need you to understand, that if you want to join the GRC team, you must know that the GRC side mostly works with the government. So if you're watching me right now and you do not have, you're not an American citizen, you just have your green card, or you're working with a work permit, it might probably not work for you when it comes to the GRC. Probably. There are some companies that you do not need clearance to do it, but most of the companies you would need a clearance to actually work in the GRC, the government risk and compliance side. You would need clearance, or you would need some sort of paperwork showing that you were a citizen for you to be able to do that. But then on the blue team and the red team, most of these public sectors actually implement that as well. So you do not really need all that. So that was just a disclaimer that I needed you to understand. So it's not like I'm giving you the wrong information, okay? But I do hope that I gave you some great gems today. Please leave in the comment section if you have any sort of queries that you need me to address. Until I see you again, stay blessed. Be blessed and God bless. Peace.